Hello! How are you guys? I am doing swell. I guess this one, we're going to be talking about siblings, so if you don't have any, I'm sorry. I just find that having siblings just creates so many more memories than you would if you were a lone child. But I mean, being an only child, you probably get a whole lot more neat stuff from your parents because they can afford more. But even though we grew up not very affluent at all, we found more memories just through being together. So there are a few different stories that I have with my siblings that have always stood out for me. I'm curious actually what my siblings' standout stories are when it comes to like what stands out for them when they think of me with them. But these are the stories that stand out for me most of all. With my three siblings, we all start off with our names with SH. I have not gotten permission from my family if they are okay with me saying their names, so I won't. But let's just say it's a lot of shushes. But there were certain memories with each of them that stand out. So with my oldest brother, I would say some of them are he's just being a jerk, and then there are others where he's being very sweet or we just connect with each other, and that's the same with my other siblings, to be honest. So I don't know why, but one main memory that sticks with me for my oldest brother is that he had this habit whenever I was really sick, he would just get right in my face and just be like, green and yellow, green and yellow, green and yellow, green and yellow. So he was being a jerk, but he really wanted me to throw up. So I found it funny later on. That very moment, I didn't. I can't remember if he was successful or not, and I don't know if I pinched my cookies because he said that, but I find it funny now going, what a loser. There was one time where I think he was dragging me up on top of the top bunk for us to play Monopoly or something, and he popped my shoulder. So that's a memory that'll stick with me for a while. And last one for him, he definitely helped me with my love of video games. I'm not into a lot of newer games, and that might just be because I loved watching him play those games while I was growing up, so those are the games that I love, like playing Shining Force or Sonic or Final Fantasy VII. Those are things that I've watched him play, and I love them. Same with, like, he played Abe's Odyssey or Oddworld or whatever. And then there was a Japanese-style ninja-type game that he played, Muyashi or something? I can't remember what it's called. But all these different games, I loved watching him play. So I found that was one of my favorite memories. There are times where I would just go up to his room, and while he's playing, I would sit down beside him on the bed, and we would have like snacks with us and stuff, and we would just munch away and chat now and again, but for the most part it was just complete silence while he's playing the game, or I'd calm him down if he gets super angry at something, or I don't know, I found that those were endearing memories. With my other brother, him and I are 11 months apart, so we're pretty close in age, and he had, well, he still does, let's face it, really, really bad ADHD. This boy gets hyper quick. So he needed to move constantly when he was a kid. So he did a lot of really unfavorable things growing up. Like, as soon as he got a hold of a lighter, he'd burn everything in place. Like, my hair, my stuffed animals, the kitchen rug or table or something. Like, this boy was a psycho. But there were certain things that my mom told me him and I did together. I can only remember bits and pieces of them because I was so young. But one of them, apparently he was 4 and I was 3. And my mom was wandering around doing something downstairs, and she got a call from a neighbor, and the neighbor said, "You have 2 naked children on your roof." So of course she's like, "Thank you, goodbye," hangs up, goes over, finds that my brother decided it'd be a good idea to open the window and get out on the roof through that window, and we were buck-ass naked. So that was fun. We both got a whooping for that. A lot of times any spankings I got from my parents were because I was following this brother. Singing together, there's so many things that we've done where we were singing. We were in like a Christian band together. Other times, like say with him being in grade 11, me being in grade 10, there were so many times where we would have the same English teacher and we had to present a book in some way. So the way that we always chose was him and I would work together and create a song. So I'd make the lyrics and he'd create the music, and I would harmonize with him or he would harmonize with me, and then we would perform the song. Our English teacher would bawl his eyes out. We'd get like 99% in it. We'd pass. It was awesome. So that was always something I connected with him. Another thing, he was always there to support me in certain things when it came to school. One main thing, I'm a hardcore perfectionist, so I always wanted to get 100% in everything I did. I was an honors student. I had the English Murphy Award, and I wanted to get, I was above average for everything I did. So, but math is not my strong suit. I hate math so much. And I was an idiot and decided that you had the option to take applied or academic. So applied was the lower class, academic was the harder courses. And my stupid perfectionist mind was like, well, I'm taking academic for everything else, so I shouldn't have to for math as well. It's got to be academic for everything. And I shouldn't have. I'm bad at math. I'm so bad. And I remember with this math teacher, he definitely knew his stuff, but he sucked at teaching. Like he had no idea how to take into account those students that didn't know math very well, which was me. I mean, I'm a very, very good student, 100%. I'm an amazing student, but I just could not grasp what he was teaching. And I was panicking because I was failing, and I don't fail. I'm just too perfect. So I didn't know what to do, and I tried really hard, and even with me spending all of my lunches and my break times and everything in the math office and math room trying to learn, I still ended up failing. And that horrible teacher was like, well, you do suck at math, Sheena, but at least you'll get an A and crying, because I was bawling my eyes out. And to make the story quick, when I told my parents that math teacher said that to me, we ended up going to the principal, and the principal said, I'll make you a deal. If you can get at least a 40 and up, even though it's considered a fail, I'll pass you. And I think that math teacher knew, because I got out of that course with a 39. So, of course, when I found out I failed the course, I was underneath the stairs in school, bawling my eyes out. And I remember he came around, because I think some people saw me crying, and they went straight to him, went, Sheena, your sister's crying, blah, blah, blah. Or, good, I didn't say his name, I don't think. But hey, your sister is crying. So he ran to the staircase and he just held me the whole time. And he was basically just telling me whatever he could in his mind that would make me feel better, and going, whatever, he's a jerk, doesn't matter, you've passed everything else. I'm bawling my eyes out, but he's making me feel better. So that was important. With my sister, she's younger than me, but we're incredibly close. I remember, because I've always wanted to be a teacher, I remember we had an old-timey kind of desk, and I would sit her in there, and I would create this huge notebook with different stuff to teach her, math and English, and I'd throw in like word searches and stuff for fun. But I basically sit her down and teach her some of these things, and then give her this notebook and say, you have such and such amount of time to finish this. And then I would grade it afterwards, and then I would help her out and explain to her why she didn't pass certain parts of the notebook. So that was always really fun. She's always been there to support me, so whenever I've gone through something really bad, she would pick me up and we'd hang out, or we'd do something to feel better. So there's no specific thing that pops out for me. It's just whenever I was down or whenever she was down, we'd easily be like, bitch, let's go out and get our nails done, or let's go get a massage, or let's go grab some booster juice or some, like, get an ice cap and just sit and talk. And we would spend hours on the phone together all the time. My one main memory for her, I don't think she'll remember this, but I remember she was living 4 hours away from me, and it really got to me because I never got to see her as much as I wanted to. So I knew back then her and I each really liked this one song called Hey There Delilah from the Plain White Tees. And so I took that song and I rewrote all the lyrics to basically be about her and how much I miss her as a sister. And when we finally got to see each other for her birthday, I think I recorded the karaoke version of Hey There Delilah, but I sang to her in the lyrics I made for it, and I sang that song to her. So that'll always stick with me. I'm actually curious if she remembers that at all, so maybe I'll bring that up with her at some point. But anyways, the memories that you have with your siblings or just your family in general are always really important. So, I mean, tell me things that stand out for you, because I know that I've got a million more. But you just pick ones that mean the most to you and you go from there. Yeah, tell me your family memories that stick out to you and maybe you've even shaped who you are today. Thanks, guys. Bye.